seems that every year I do it, both the number of entries has increased and the level of entries has improved quite dramatically.
This category was the most difficult to judge because all the entrants were very, very good. All the judges all felt the same, excellent entries, and trying to pick one out took us quite a long time.
And sustainability is such a key topic, particularly in the glass industry. So anything which can help bring glass back into the glass remelting process has to be really applauded.
The interesting thing for me was reading through the categories and the entries. I thought, this is really quite difficult. And then having spoke to the other judges, it turned out it really is quite difficult.
That there's clear evidence that improved health, improved productivity meant it was a win-win for employer and employee alike. So just a great initiative all round.
This entry actually brought glass to a wider audience. It was not just about mass glass production, but it's about the beauty of glass, the history of glass, which we all appreciate and sometimes forget.
I think that as an industry, it just goes to prove how brilliant we are at designing things, because there were so many interesting examples of containers.
What the apprentices had achieved was not only down to hard work and great commitment, but there was a fantastic energy as well, which I don't think some of the tasks that the big tasks that they've completed would have been possible without all of those elements.
Well, good evening and welcome everyone to the 2020 Glass Focus Award ceremony. Very sorry to say that we can't be with you in person tonight. We can't have the normal convivialities of sitting around and enjoying food and wine together, enjoying each other's company and working in a normal way. But times are such that we are all getting used to this mode of correspondence. I think we're all very used to video conferencing, WebEx, Teams, and a whole host of other electronic media, which I guess extends people's days, allows people to have more and more meetings, and just teaches a different way of business. This evening, unfortunately, we have to use this medium to convey what is normally a premier moment in our annual calendar, to be able to convey awards, much deserved awards on a range of very well-merited candidates. So in terms of this evening, as I've said, this will be our very first ever completely virtual ceremony. So we hope that you will all bear with us. Having a look across the spectrum of people involved this evening, I'm glad to say I'm not the only one that's dressed for the occasion. So thank you everyone for playing your role and taking part and entering the spirit of the occasion. If we can't have the normal evening where we go off into casino mode and drink the night away, I do trust that as we are still the glass industry, there will be opportunity for you to raise a glass and drink responsibly, of course, but celebrate the glass industry, as this evening is always all about. So I would like to thank everyone for joining us this evening live for this event. And just to let you know that despite all that's gone on during this incredible year, we do still have a record number of award entries, so much so that we've had to devise shortlists. I think, as you saw from the opening video and remarks there, our judging panel were overwhelmed by the sheer capability of people, the ingenuity and all the work that's gone into the award entrants for this particular year. So I'm sure we're all in for an excellent evening, and I'm sure you're all waiting with bated breath to see how your particular entrants have performed this year. I do hope that people can help celebrate with us, despite the lack of proximity. We don't have the normal mechanisms of being able to interact in a room. We don't have a Twitter wall, although my colleagues have shown me that they will be through our chat rooms, helping you understand what is available to us and how you can go through the chat room to give support and encouragement to friends and colleagues, share views, and celebrate the achievements during this evening. I'd just like to start by recapping on what's been, as I said, an extraordinary year. I don't think any of us viewed back in January when we left our Christmas celebrations and started to think, what's the world going to look like as we enter a post-Brexit period, or a Brexit year of negotiations that would really determine what sort of future we had. But a little observed news item from a province in China, looking at what happened when someone introduced a pangolin to a bat in a food market, would result 11 months later in such catastrophic impact on global economies, and mean that of an evening like this, we're all sat miles apart trying to take part in an event in a virtual manner. It's incredible to think. It's an incredible sequence of events. I guess just to update on a personal note, I probably wouldn't have been allowed to be there this evening had this not been done in a virtual sense, because my wife helped me acquire COVID myself just 10 days ago. And I've my all clear this morning from the NHS 111 that I can interact from tomorrow, but I wouldn't have been able to share this evening with you. So every cloud, as they say, has a silver lining. At least I'm able to appear this evening and help with the award ceremony and its flow. But going back to the industry itself and the ingenuity and the sheer pride I have for people in our industry. Yeah, back in early part of the year, January, February time, when we were hearing of this crisis but not really witnessing it directly, obviously from a glass industry perspective, concerns were being raised about we being a 24/7, 365 industry, what would happen if a pandemic as has done struck. And I think the sheer ingenuity and resilience of our industry has really made me extremely proud to be part of it, because from the very start, we were able to drill our way into contacts within government departments, particularly with BEIS, to be able to portray to them the specific needs of industries like ours, where we do have that inability to just switch off. We do have to tend to produce our material on a 24/7 basis. And because of that, to be able to work to develop things like our status as key employees so that we could continue to attend work, to gather from the way that we actually do our business, the correct way to allow people to safely go into work, practices that we put in place, the way that the government canvassed how we actually handle those situations. So heartening to know that a phone call at 1 o'clock in the afternoon from the minister to ask about how we're coping with being able to have one-way flow systems, keep people safe, and continue to produce. And then hear Boris saying that with his chief scientific advisors on the 5 o'clock news really does hearten the idea that we have something to say and the government were listening to it. It helped us with that key worker status keep going. It helped us bring staff in from overseas to help with rebuilds and refurbishments and various things that were so necessary to keep our industry flowing. So as many industries have really suffered through this, and I won't pretend for a minute that ours hasn't, I think we've coped so admirably well. It really is a time for us now at the end of this really trying year to let our hair down a little bit and have an evening where we can celebrate our achievements, work together, looking forward to a 2021 that hopefully is less constrained, and start the process of putting our entries together for a 2021 award ceremony this time next year, when hopefully we can all meet in person and celebrate properly. So I would like to congratulate everyone for their efforts in getting their entries in this evening. As you've heard from some of the judges already, really keen competition, so it's going to be a good evening all round, I'm sure. But do feel free to participate, get your comments in through the chat room, and I shall now leave you alone to listen to the awards as they're presented. So thank you very much. Now let's get down to business with the first award of the night for Design of the Year, Flat Glass. Announcing the first award is Greg Morris from Glass International.
Glass is one of the most remarkable building materials in the world. In this category, we are looking for a product, architectural design, or solution that uses the properties of glass to meet a customer's or market's needs. The shortlisted entries are Pilkington UK for Sanitize, a transparent antimicrobial glass that has a photolytic coating which becomes activated when exposed to UV light. Saint-Gobain Glass UK for its work using high-performance coated glass to achieve a very good energy performance while providing a premium aesthetic for the University of East Anglia. And Stealth Case's new generation glass antenna, a revolutionary product that interacts with glass to boost Wi-Fi signal in buildings. And the winner of the 2020 Glass Focus Awards for Design of the Year Flat is Sanitize from Pilkington UK. Congratulations.
This one was exactly of its time. I know it was designed for a pre-COVID, but this was superb. And the fact that we can put something that we're all going to touch and make it so that it's going to be sanitised in the future is absolutely wonderful.
What I really liked about this product was the active coating that required UV light to activate it. In the current climate we're living in at the moment, trying to fight viruses, this really does have a place in the modern life we live. And all the judges felt this is a fantastic product that will help save lives and make life better for all of us.
So congratulations to Pilkingtons on winning tonight's first award. And next up is the Glass Focus Award for Innovation Solutions. Please welcome Gareth Jones from Sponsor Glass Technology Services, a leading provider of testing, analysis and consultancy, working with clients in every part of the glass industry and its supply chain.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to present the Innovative Solution Award at Glass Focus 2020. My name is Gareth Jones. I'm the Commercial and Operations Director at Glass Technology Services. The Innovative Solution Award was one of the most competitive categories in 2020. The award is given to a product, process or system that uses new ways to exploit the use of glass. The shortlisted entries are our DARS briquetting project, which closes the glass loop for the fine particles usually lost during the glass recycling process. Stealth Case's new generation glass antennae, a revolutionary product that interacts with glass to boost Wi-Fi signal in buildings. And VRMT's virtual reality environment for the safe and efficient training of hot-end glass container personnel. So, the winner of the 2020 Glass Focus Awards for Innovative Solution is Stealth Case for their new generation glass antenna. Congratulations to yourself and congratulations to everyone that entered and was shortlisted. Thank you.
This was a really tough category, actually, because I thought there were some really intelligent submissions for three. And so to win this category, I think you had to really stand out. And this did. Again, I think this is a worthy winner in this category, just because, once again, like the Sustainable Award, it's kind of promoting glass to a much wider audience. I think it's not just glass as an aesthetic; it's actually glass which is having a huge benefit to people.
And very well done to Stealth Case. And moving on. Up next is the Sustainable Practice Award. Presenting this one is Aston Fuller from Glass Futures.
I'm proud to present the Sustainable Practice Award on behalf of Glass Futures and British Glass. It's something I hold very dear to my own heart as well. The imperative to reduce carbon emissions, improve energy efficiency and move towards a circular resource economy is the new normal for all of us. This award recognises a practical example of a glass sector organisation achieving environmental improvement by taking action to manage materials, energy, emissions or waste in a way that contributes to productivity, efficiency or competitiveness. The shortlisted entries are Ardagh Glass for their briquetting project that helps to achieve 100% recyclability of post-consumer glass containers, Croxons for their work on increasing the sustainability of the Love Gym bottle, NCERC and our industry disruptive partnership to create new ultra lightweight bottles to minimise Belu's carbon footprint. And big congratulations are due to the winner, which is Ardagh Glass.
I thought the briquettes project was a really worthy winner because the fact that it's increased cullet usage so drastically from 250,000 tonnes to 420,000 tonnes in only 6 or 7 years put it ahead of other really great entrants in this category.
I think to be able to use up the other 20% of the fines is again showing just how far forward thinking the glass industry is in making sure that they are totally sustainable.
Okay, now we'd just like to take a few minutes out of the awards to hear from our current president, Steve Severs. Steve is coming to the end of his 2-year term. He started as managing director at Saint-Gobain in 2013 after being with the business for 10 years. Steve's been a very capable president. He's been a very great support to me through the last 2 years, and particularly through this very difficult period of change. And we are very grateful for his time in role. Steve will come to the end of his term this year, and we'll hand over to Matthew Demon. Before we do that, we'd just like to take a few minutes to hear from Steve and his term in office. Thank you.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the 2020 Glass Focus Awards. And rightfully so, they're becoming an integral part of the annual calendar. And it's good to see and important to see that we're going ahead with the awards, even though this is a very much a different and non-standard year. Even if we can't be there in person, and even if I have no chance to wear take my annual airing of the penguin suit. But thanks to all of those who've submitted entries, I'm informed that the quality was very, very high. I think it's important, therefore, that we do recognise that despite the disruption that COVID-19 brought to 2020, we've still been able to celebrate and recognise the enormous contribution that people have made to furthering the glass industry. And it's very important that we see these as pertinent, valued, and in support of the glass's contribution to the industrial scene. I think it's right that the Glass Awards are all about the people that are being recognised for excellence and capability in their field, and we should therefore enjoy the awards, be congratulatory to those that have been successful, but also recognise the high capability and impact that have been delivered by all of the entries that have been referenced, and not just those of the winners. So congratulations to everybody who's taken part, and we'll be pleased to congratulate certain people for their winning entries, as we'll find out in the near future. I think lastly, and this is only a short speech, not the usual 5 minutes on stage, but I would just like to say thanks for providing me the opportunity to support British Glass in my tenure over 2019 and 2020 as the president. It's been an enjoyable period of time, very much so for me. I've learned a lot, and hopefully I've been able to give a little back for all that British Glass is continually giving on behalf of the industry. But it's my pleasure to have served that time, and it's also my pleasure to hand over and congratulate Matthew Demon as he takes over and begins his tenure for 2021. Thank you.
So welcome back everyone, and back to tonight's awards presentations. Up next, the Strengthening Business Through People Awards. Presenting this one is Dave Fordham from sponsor Glass Worldwide. Thank you, Dave.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dave Fordham, and as the publisher of Glass Worldwide and a liveryman of the Worshipful Company of Glass Sellers of London, it's my pleasure and honour to be presenting the Strengthening Business Through People Award. Now more than ever, it's important to support our workforce, and this award will recognise those who are going the extra mile to ensure our industry's future competitiveness by supporting the development and diversity of its talent pipeline. So the shortlisted entries are Electric Glass Fibre for their cultural change programme, engaging and empowering the wider workforce to drive change and improvements from the ground up. NCERC's In It Together campaign, putting the mental and physical well-being of its staff first. And the NSG Anson Bunker Improvement Strategy from Pilkington, UK, using leadership to drive and embed a safety culture across the organisation. But the winner of this year's Strengthening Business Through People Award is NSERC for their In It Together campaign. Very many congratulations to NSERC, as well as to the runners-up for all of their excellent initiatives during these challenging times. Well done.
The In It Together entry I like very much because it was not just about the actual glass manufacturer itself, but it's also their community. So they engage with their local community, undertaking tasks, getting their staff involved in local communities, which is excellent.
In It Together really summed up the times really well in the fact that it showed clear evidence of a real togetherness when team efforts, as I say, are actually probably more crucial than ever with people working so differently than they were a year ago.
Thank you, Dave, and well done to NSERC. We continue with the award for Health and Safety Action. Please welcome Lee Fenton from ARCO.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be here today to present the 2020 Health and Safety Action Award. The glass sector's productivity and success rests with its employees, so protecting their health, safety and well-being is paramount. This award recognises a company that has demonstrated aspirational management of health and safety. The shortlisted entries are NSERC's automated platform, a technology solution to make safe a high-risk job in container glass production. Pilkington UK for their COVID MS forms, an initiative that updated a system for behavioural observation reporting. And also Pilkington UK's wellbeing kiosks that targeted improvements to both physical and the mental health of their employees. The winner of the 2020 Health and Safety Action Award is Pilkington UK's wellbeing kiosks. Well done.
The company kind of just gone above and beyond what they needed to do to look after the health and well-being of their staff by providing this physical object that the staff could use and interact with on a daily basis just to monitor their health. So I thought it was a really good initiative.
The Wellpoint kiosk was a worthy winner of the Health and Safety Award because the kiosk obviously covered so many different areas of physical and mental health, which, you know, has always been important, but probably is more important than ever now.
Next, we welcome Vanessa Chesno from FEVI, who will tell us about the Close the Glass Loop initiative. But first, Vanessa will announce the winner of the Marketing Impact Award.
Brand new for the 2020 awards is the Marketing Impact Award, which will recognize an exceptional marketing campaign in the field of glass or glass recycling. And the nominees are, firstly, the Beauty, Artistry, Cherish Forever campaign by Alistair Malcolm Glass, bringing decorative glassmaking and design to a wider audience. Secondly, NSERC's Women with Bottle campaign, aiming to boost talent within manufacturing by championing an inclusive culture and engaging career opportunities. And thirdly, the Glass Tech Hub from Saint-Gobain Glass, an online digital platform that's been launched to deliver comprehensive support to all involved in the building glass supply chain. And I'm pleased to announce that the first Marketing Impact Awards goes to Alistair Malcolm Glass. Congratulations.
I think it's the idea of just managing to promote the world of glass and his style of glass making to a huge, potentially an audience of millions, which I thought for such a smaller entry was really quite commendable.
I think it was hard for the other entrants to match the criteria that this Beauty, Artistry, Cherish and Forever met in terms of the attention that this has brought to the glass industry in this form from national media and through other channels is absolutely fantastic for the glass industry.
And the judges would also like to highly commend one entry in this category, which is the Women with Bottle campaign from NSERC.
That was a really good campaign, I thought. Women in glassmaking remains a really important issue, and similar to encouraging more young people into the industry, more women are needed in the industry for their ideas and their input. So anything which which can encourage women into the industry has to be applauded.
Glass has long been a leader in circularity as an infinitely recyclable packaging material with a collection for recycling rate of 76%. But we are committed to do more and better and to reach a 90% average collection rate of used glass packaging by 2030. To achieve this, we've launched Close the Glass Loop, a bottom-up collaborative public-private partnership to increase the quantity and quality of recycled glass by bringing together partners along the value chain. This will result in more bottle-to-bottle recycling. The initiative to date gathered 13 European federations representing glass manufacturers, recyclers, brands, extended producer responsibility schemes, and municipalities. But to ensure local implementation of measures and tailored solutions, the European platform will be working hand in hand with national partners everywhere in Europe. And today we have 11 Close the Glass Loop national platforms. But without further ado, let's meet our European partners.
We are really happy to start this journey to collect 90% of all glass packaging that's put on the market by 2030. Glass recycling saves energy, resources, and CO2, and also avoids littering and landfilling. We are really looking forward to working with all our partners to close the loop and to deliver on the glass circular economy.
Close the Glass Loop.
What a tremendous initiative from FEVE, and British Glass, of course, are delighted to support it. And we hope you all join in the Close the Glass Loop campaign too. So now we welcome Aston Fuller back to the stage. Aston from Glass Futures is now going to give a short presentation on the progress of the Glass Futures initiative.
Hello and good evening everyone at Glass Focus Awards. Obviously Glass Focus is about looking back over the course of the past year, celebrating the successes for the glass industry, but also looking forward as to what we might be discussing in a year's time. One thing I wanted to discuss was the fact that in 2015 the UN put together a number of sustainable development goals. These sustainable development goals are really essentially KPIs for the world to look at to ensure that its development is sustainable. These have been used in boardrooms and classrooms around the world, local and regional governments, all the way through to national governments as well. Another key goal that was set in 2015 was the idea of Glass Futures, built on three key pillars: an understanding that the global glass sector must change, a realization that it has to stay competitive as it does it, but an acknowledgement that the challenges the glass industry has are very unique to the glass industry. And Glass Futures is built around the idea of working together, manufacturers, the supply chain and research partners, in acknowledgement that the challenges we face cannot be tackled individually by any one organisation. And the values of Glass Futures are really important to ensure that competitors working together can do that in a safe and productive space. Because of that, our values are that we're a not-for-profit organisation, there are no shareholders. It's a membership organisation with transparent, open and fair access. We are focused on research and technology, and we are registered as a research and technology organisation because of that. We are not a commercial manufacturer. We are not here to produce any commercial products for a glass industry sector. We are here to deliver the tools to actually help the glass industry change. We really see the knowledge as our primary product, and we want to help members generate intellectual property, because that's what's important to us as to how we change and how we stay competitive. Is that we generate knowledge, we generate intellectual property, and we allow that to be used in the marketplace competitively. And 2020 really has been a year of change. It's difficult to work out the value of corporate social responsibility and the value of carbon in a world that's seen so much change in such a short space of time. Consumer awareness, I believe, has massively increased. And that's because people are watching what they're spending. People are much more aware of the places their products come from, the amount of money they cost, and potentially the carbon that's involved within them as well. The truth is there's been a huge global trends upset. Typical trends that you might have looked at 12 months ago have completely changed, and all bets are off. In the last 12 months, there has been a major shift in the economics of the world, and frankly, there's been a lifestyle shock for everybody. One thing I am glad to be able to say is that this year has been a resounding success for Glass Futures overall. The success of our industrial fuel switching competition, in which we were awarded £7.1 million in January of this year to investigate fuel switching for the UK glass sector, has really been an acceleration of what Glass Futures is about. We're looking at lab tests of hydrogen and biofuels, really looking to set the future trends for what we might use as our primary fuel source in a decarbonised industry. We're looking at computer modelling of different fuel scenarios, trials of biofuels on a full commercial scale, and I'll discuss that in a second, but also engineering studies to assess the techno-economics. We know to change, we must do it in an economically sound way that allows our industry to thrive. One of the things that was released a few weeks ago in combination with NSERC and Vidrala is that we will be carrying out a full-scale biofuel trial at our NSERC plant in Derry Lynn in Northern Ireland for an extended period of time, really to help drive the industry towards a demonstration of decarbonisation. And we're really happy to be part of that, and we're really glad that we've had such positive buy-in from across the industry, from NSERC and our team, and across the wider brands as well. The springboard that has been provided to us by our activity in the fuel switching trial has also helped Glass Futures bring to realisation that idea of a change that was sown in 2015. The idea that an industry without a true research and development capability would never be able to trial the technologies that were required to ensure that we can achieve the change that we need. And the pilot facility that is planned has found a wonderful home in St Helens in the northwest of England, supported by a progressive council and a forward-thinking Liverpool City region, to bring to reality a 30-tonne per day glass melting capability, to have an IS machine, to be able to develop hot-end technologies, to look at cold-end and packaging developments in a truly Industry 4.0 space, but also generating a globally significant training tool. The ability to have a training facility where you have a fully functioning glass plant is globally unique, but is also vitally important to ensure that this industry can change in the way that it needs to. We will be commissioning the plant in 2023, and the total investment value is in the region of £54 million. And proudly, around 2 weeks ago, UKRI were able to actually confirm in public an investment of £15 million into this capital facility, for the facility itself. And, I'm proud to say that throughout a year of change and a year of difficulty, we've been able to set out a clear path to success in a number of years' time, really building on that story that collaboration is truly the way to ensure this industry can change. And the key for me is that anyone can be part of Glass Futures. As a research and technology organisation with a membership, we invite all people to join us as members. We want our direction, our capability and our research programs to be steered by our members. Without understanding the way that manufacturing will change and the needs of manufacturing and the wider supply chain, we are not going to be able to really deliver on the promises that clearly are evident, on the capability that clearly is evident in the facility that we're building. But we really require the whole global industry to get behind this and to benefit from the tool that we are building. So my key take home today is that this has been a year of resounding change, but what we are able to offer a global glass industry is not just a single year of change coming up, but is essentially a 3-year program to build the capability to make sure that in 30 years' time, when we look back on the requirements of an industry in 2050, we can say this was the turning point. This was the start of things becoming better in glass and ensuring that that change actually is sustainable and is integrated into the way we go forward as an industry. So I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I know this is not going to be quite the same celebratory bottles of Prosecco from behind the bar, but I do hope that people are able to take a step back and actually reflect on the year they've had and acknowledge that through difficult times we have our health and we have an industry that is resilient and will go on to achieve great things. So thank you very much. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out and talk to me. I'd just like to finish by playing a short video just that really encapsulates what Glass Futures is about.
Everywhere we go, everything we do, everyone we meet, glass is there in every different form. From art to architecture, preservation to packaging, laboratories to communication, lighting to solar energy. Infinitely versatile, glass shapes our lives today, as well as the world of tomorrow. How we connect with each other, how we generate renewable energy, how we make food more sustainable and deliver medicine safely, all in one continuous, fully recyclable loop. Glass Futures is a not-for-profit, globally collaborative network, building a unique 15,000 square metre pilot plant in St Helens in the northwest of England, bringing the glass supply chain and academia together to pioneer technological advances in low-carbon energy, like hydrogen, biofuels and green electricity, enabling the integration of digital technologies and changing the future of glass for generations to come. A place for inspiration and exploration, for curiosity and imagination, for strengthening capabilities and expanding the possibilities. We have a vision to make glass the material that matters, enabling us to look forward to a bright and sustainable, carbon-free future. This is our planet, and this is our time to change things for the better. Glass Futures. By the glass industry for the future of society.
Well, so thank you, Aston, and great to hear about the important and very detailed work that's been done by Glass Futures and working with the glass industry on this really important position. Now we move on to our final three awards of the evening. Firstly, the coveted award for Design of the Year container, presented by Phil Chadwick from Packaging News.
An award win in this category is highly sought after, and this year demonstrated some great examples. Design of the Year container highlights the combination of skills, know-how, and creativity to showcase the outstanding quality of glass packaging design. This evening's shortlisted entries are Ally Glass for their Coo Bocan whiskey bottle, Stolzler Flaconnage for their carbon sake bottle, and the Whitby gin bottle, also from Stolzler Flaconnage. So the winner of the 2020 Glass Focus Award for Design of the Year container is Carbon Sake from Stolzler Flaconnage.
Bottle design is something I've been interested in for a very long time. I've worked with lots and lots of people in the industry looking at new and innovative way to do things. And it was really, really fantastic to see a bottle as interesting as this come up as a potential winner. Japanese sake, we think, is going to be one of the next big trends. So it was fantastic to see a design agency putting in the background work to understand sake as a drink, how it's part of the Japanese culture, to combine the culture with the idea of burnt wood. So we're taking a ceramic design, sake traditionally sold in ceramic bottles, and we're making it into a glass bottle. We've got a fantastic external surface. It's got that tactility that I think people look for. The closure's fantastic. We're seeing the use of a cord and a leather thong, again, to tie the thing together to give it that heritage that it carries through. And I was very, very impressed by this bottle. I think everyone who saw it seemed to think it was an excellent design and a worthy winner for this category. What I really liked about this one was the actual closure and how it used the leather and the cork together. and really enhance the actual finish to the bottle. To me, was really good. I've not seen anything like that on that type of bottle before.
That to me was a clear winner for me. It just looked wonderful, and its attention to detail was really really outstanding.
Now on to the brand new Rising Star Awards, and to present this, the Master of the Glass Cellars of London, Richard Katz.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Rising Star Award. As Master of the Worshipful Company of Glass Cellars, I'm delighted to present this award. Originally, the Glass Cellars Apprentice of the Year Award, now renamed for 2020, the Rising Star Award. This is the chance to honour the new talent within our industry. It's one of the hardest categories to judge. The Rising Star shortlist features 5 really remarkable young people working in roles from batch house to design in our industry. The nominees are James Miller from Allied Glass, Liam Appleyard from Allied Glass, Rob Windley from Allied Glass. Wow, Allied Glass are doing well here. Matthew Coffey from Electric Glass Fibre, and Erin Miller from NSERC. With such strong candidates for the inaugural Rising Star Award, the judges have chosen to recognise all the entrants with a commendation and certificate of achievement. But the nominees were pipped to the post by tonight's overall winner. And the overall winner is Erin Miller of NSERC. Very well done, Erin. I have to say, Erin has been seconded to Glass Futures for the last few months. She's done a brilliant job for Glass Futures, and she left us at the end of last week. She's returned to NSERC for a newly promoted position, and Erin, you really do deserve this award. Well done.
I think it was really pleased to see the quality of the entries in the Rising Star. I think I'm lucky enough to have worked with Erin as part of the Glass Futures team, so I know how good she is and what an excellent job she does. But it was really interesting to see just how different the roles within the glass industry are, and all of those people that were picked as Rising Stars, and I think all of the judges commented on this, should be commended for their efforts. All of them make a huge contribution to their companies, and I think we all felt we'll be seeing more and more of these people in the future.
One of the reasons that Erin came out top for me was the advantage of her working with Glass Futures, and that placement having a real benefit in terms of the ability to be able to put to use the qualities that she's already showed in such a important initiative as Glass Futures in terms of shaping the future of our industry.
In the past, you would never have had a lady in the glass house because of the environmental controls and restrictions. So again, quite remarkable.
So tremendously well done, and congratulations to Erin and all the nominees in the Rising Star category. Fantastic to see such a wonderful set of talent, and really optimistic for the future of the industry, seeing such a great pool for our sector. So I think we come now to the final award of the evening, and it falls upon me to introduce and announce the winner of the prestigious award for the British Glass Company of the Year. This is an award that recognises a company that's not only demonstrated excellence in its own business, but has also been active in representing and strengthening the entire sector. It's already been shortlisted this evening for 5 categories. It's taken 2 awards home already. It's set the benchmark for the industry with its progressive and innovative business, working hard towards driving the glass industry forward in so many dimensions. It's been a keen advocate and a player within the fuel switching project that you heard about through Aston's presentation earlier. It's turned one of its furnaces over to a full-scale trial. It's been supportive and very active in its membership of British Glass. So It's my honour and privilege to announce the winner of this year's British Glass Company of the Year Award, which is NSERC. If Adrian Curry is online, I think as this is the final award and the most prestigious of the evening, I would welcome you to say a few words, if you're willing, on receiving the Company of the Year 2020. Not sure whether you're there in the background, Adrian, or whether Faker perhaps is there and just wants to say a few words.
I feel totally underdressed now, Dave. I wasn't expecting it. Adrian's not there. Sorry, he just had to cut out just a few minutes ago. Absolute honour, I must say, to receive the British Glass Company of the Year. I think for a couple of years there, we thought we were close and just kept getting pipped at the post. I think this year we really had lots of things to offer, lots of things that we're doing despite the challenges that we've all had. I'm absolutely over the moon for Erin for the work that she's been doing in the past year. So I'd like to congratulate all our colleagues for the success today. I would like to congratulate you, Dave, and the team at BG for hosting this event tonight against all the odds. I think we all miss the event itself and getting out there to do that. I do think from a glass perspective, I think the challenges for us in the future are really well laid out now. I take Aston's point on the number of things that he has raised and so on. I think we're going to get challenged from a number of different fronts now on how we're doing things, and especially this focus that continually comes back to us on carbon. But I think what the awards show is that we can all work together, we can all achieve these great things, we can all take on these challenges that are thrown against us, and hopefully as we get into the future we'll have a much stronger glass industry in the UK. Thank you very much again, Dave.
Well, thank you, Faker, and thank you for being put on the spot and answering on behalf of NSERC. A very well-deserved win this evening, as you said. I think you've been close in recent years, but the very range of initiatives and things that you've been involved in this year are spectacular, and I think all of your friends and colleagues within the industry would join me in a round of applause for a job exceedingly well done. I know you and Adrian and the whole team there have been great advocates of the glass industry. That's not to say that many others haven't. I think it's, as I said earlier, really proud to be part of an industry that has performed so well through these really, really difficult times. I only apologise that we cannot be there in person, but I would like to acknowledge for those that can't see the details, we've had, we still have almost 70 people still with us online. We've had close to 80 people at the peak this evening, which during late working hours, transition period for people travelling home, and given the circumstances, I think is a tremendous response. Really grateful for all of you taking the time out to join us this evening. Great thanks to our sponsors, to Arco, to Glass Sellers, to the Glass Futures team, to Glass International, Glass Worldwide, Packaging News, Glass Technology Services, and FEVI as sponsors of this evening. Greatly appreciated your input and support. Greatly appreciated everyone that's turned up this evening, and tremendous thanks to those that worked so hard to put great projects forward for assessment. I think you'll recognise from what's been said by all the inserts from our judges that it's been a tremendously difficult task for them to work through and choose. At least we were able to go through the process of making a shortlist and acknowledging those that made the shortlist. What I will say is that it's difficult that we were not able to hand out certificates and awards this evening, but rest assured our team are working behind the scenes to make sure that they're all fully signed and ready and delivered to you in good time. So all of our winners and all of our commended entities this evening will be receiving their awards and commendations in due course. It's been a fantastic opportunity to see you this evening, though it be in this remote and strange context. And as I've already said, we really do look forward to starting the process again, hopefully with a little bit more capability to aim to do it in reality, in person, direct, face-to-face next year, where we can actually meet and mix with colleagues and celebrate much more appropriately than is this more sanitized way online. But nonetheless, needs force must, and here we are in very difficult times, soldiering through. I'd like to give my thanks to my own team at British Glass. I think they've done a tremendous job, and particularly the team who have orchestrated this evening. I think those of you that have participated in these things or tried to arrange them will acknowledge just how difficult it is. It really isn't like working in real time and space. It's a very alien environment, and though we do get used to doing things in this very surreal way, it still isn't natural and it's still difficult. So thank you everyone for taking part this evening. I hope you have a pleasant rest of the evening. I hope you can go and continue to celebrate. Raise a glass and make sure it is a glass. On behalf of the industry, you've all done tremendously well, and I look forward to joining you in person for a real event next year. Thank you everyone, and have a great evening.